I'm trying to go. Let's go.
Hello, this is Frank Fangio from the Broncos. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Coach?
Good. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Said big time congratulations to Sosa again, the senior defensive tackle um, out of Hope, Arkansas, by way of also Texarkana, getting that opportunity to change a family's life. I think that's really special, and may not have had the career some of us or most fans thought, but at the end of the day, it's only about having one organization that will believe in you, Demetrius, and that can change everything. Because once you get that job, it's all about production afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think guys like John Scott. Oh,
But momentarily we'll get his thoughts. But you have to think about it, and Demetrius made a real good point. Um, John Scott Jr., who's moved on from South Carolina as defensive line coach, now the new defensive line coach at Penn State. He and T.J. Smith, under John's tutelage, tremendous development. And I think those were, two of the most crucial years for those two young men. Um, as to how things played out on draft day, those guys learned a lot of technique that you're going to have to learn. Being as how John came from the New York Jets, as an analyst, he learned quite a bit and was able to transfer that into Sosa and TJ. But we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be back. We got more because we caught up with you want to get the lineup? Okay, let's get the lineup then. At 1:30, we're going to have on 2022 quarterback. We were going to have him on Friday, but due to some electrical issues in the office, we weren't able to come on Friday, but we thought we'd get him back on. 2022 quarterback from Apple Valley, California, Apple Valley High School, Jayden Max Denegal. He'll be on to talk about the Razorbacks and much, much more. And then also, too, at 1:45, we're heading to Bogota because there's a new Razorback. And Pit Boss was a big part of that. At Rivercrest High School, Cole Carson, we'll talk to the new Razorback, the big offensive lineman, and see all the reasons why he wants to put his hand down and be a trench hog. But all that's coming up. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it.
in our program, and I really, I respect the job that y'all do. It's hard, I understand, and especially now in these times, it's hard to continue to create and write stories, and a lot of times you guys are the voice of having an opportunity to tell the story of our program and of our student athletes, which are so important. And you're a number of times you bridge the gap between the passionate fan base that the Razorbacks have and our student athletes. And there's so many great stories on this team and in this organization to tell. I'm honored to be a part of it, and so happy to be able to spend some time with you guys today.
Thanks, sir. Trey, why don't you lead us off? Trey Biddy.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Coach.
Hey, Trey. What's up, man?
Doing good. Hope you're doing well.
Welcome back. It's our Monday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio, and want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. That being said, Lindsay and Associates with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also too in Rogers. Locomotion, located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and what I'm always talking about, KDK's Chicken down at 989 South Razorback Road. Go see Keith and Kathy. Get some of that love. Like I said, meet me there or beat me there. It's not your mama's, but we also added this. Best chicken and waffles in the South. But as we were leaving, out of break, we were talking about the draft, Demetrius. McTelvin goes, and Cam Curl were the two draftees from the University of Arkansas. Multiple young men were drafted on the free agent. But the one name that was left out, Cheyenne O'Grady. Talk about that, and were you shocked? And for those that like, before we get into our guests, and if you want to chime in on that question, feel free to hit us up on our YouTube live stream, On the Hill Sports Talk LLC, Sauced Up Entertainment LLC on YouTube live stream, Facebook Live, On the Hill Sports Talk. Shoot us some of your thoughts. But Demetrius, Cheyenne not getting drafted? I thought he was one of the more elite tight ends. Why? What were some of the extenuating factors that may have kept him out of even the free agent? The free agent side.
Yeah, that to me was the shocking part. Was the free agency. I understood why he didn't get drafted. I understood. I at least thought he was gonna be Mr. Irrelevant or somewhere. At the end of the draft, I felt like an organization would have taken a chance on him. But for him not to get a free agency deal yet, or even an offer, that was very surprising. I just feel like, that was kind of the bed he made for himself. If you look at the career, over the years, and I'm not trying to write Cheyenne O'Grady off as if he doesn't have a chance to play in the NFL. But right now, it just looks so many things are stacked against him, and I think he's gonna have to put a credible resume together between now and hopefully preseason. They may not even have a preseason. And that's why I say it's going to be a very difficult situation for guys to really make a plea for their case in the NFL.
Absolutely, but you have to give a big congratulations to those guys that you didn't get your name called in the first 7 rounds, but you still have a chance to move on. And some of those guys, I think, are going to be some sleepers that can possibly make some of these teams, maybe in the just as a third down back or as a third down defensive lineman or something in the special teams. But I think some of these guys that were drafted and signed those free agents, I think they have a chance. Really, Scooter sticks out to me. I think Scooter was. I can't understand how somebody that was so productive in the SEC went undrafted. I know maybe not the first 4 rounds, but anything after that, I think Scooter Harris should have had his name called on one of those draft days.
Yeah, I think Scooter thing is his physical attributes as far as height, weight, 40 time. When you look at that, he didn't stand out on the hybrid linebacker. So I can understand why teams didn't take a chance from a linebacker perspective. I think there were a lot more athletic linebackers, out there, and sometimes production can be very misleading. You look at Dre. Yeah, you look at Dre, and then you look at Scooter. Scooter didn't really have any help around him making tackles. He was
Right.
really the only player for Arkansas outside of McTelvin and Armand Watts that really made plays.
Right.
The last 2 years. So not to say he doesn't deserve the credit, but I just think I think coaches look at that and kind of take that accountability and see what you would have done playing around people that have equal talent. But I think he's going to produce in the NFL.
Going forward, when you look at the roster and what could be the potential draftees off next year's ball club, who are some of the guys that you expect to have
Can you name some
their
juniors?
names
Just name a couple of juniors.
called, like a Rakeem Boyd?
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Get your name called?
Rakeem has a chance to be drafted probably top 3 rounds.
Really, and when you look at it, there's not too many that you would say right off. I mean, I think Mike Woods could have an outside chance as a junior, but I think he's a better realistic high draft, maybe 3rd, 4th round, or he could get to the 2nd round, depending on how he can finish in a 2-year period. I think he's going to need all 4 years.
Yeah, Mike's definitely going to need
have
all
that
4 years. I just look at his production, and it's not elite. You look at the wide receiver.
I don't see the guys leaving early until Burks and Knox.
No,
and that,
absolutely.
And, the classes on down start to
And
come
that's
through.
if they have the type of program that we're expecting these guys to walk in within the next 2 years.
Right.
Because they also have a red shirt year still left to do some things. So, it's give or take, I definitely think Trey Knox, physically, I think he can develop a little bit more. He was a little, not necessarily skinny, but I just felt like he can bulk up a little bit and be a dominant physical player.
Right.
He definitely can, get guys out and stride. He's definitely a strider. He may not be that type of receiver, but I think if he could improve just his overall strength and his raw eye test, I think he'll bring a lot of scouts' attention.
How big is that, Sam Pittman? And we didn't get a chance to talk about this Friday, but how big was that to have the first 2 players at Georgia be first rounders? Only two picks that were in the first round were coached by Coach Sam Pittman. Both tackles, one taken in the 4th pick, the other taken 29th in the first round. Man, what type of advantage can you have now if you're an Arkansas assistant and you call kids, not only just offensive linemen, but every position, and they look at just what those kids were able to do. How big is that? Because a lot of national media was really, really high on what Coach Pittman was able to accomplish.
I think it's huge. Him not having an official year as a head coach, I think it kind of sets a narrative for him. I think he has something to sell as a first-time head coach.
Right.
What first-time head coach do you know has 2 first-round draft picks? Especially at the offensive lineman, you can't.
It doesn't happen very often.
It's the first, so I think he's riding his own ship, and I think he's putting together definitely a recruiting resume together from the NFL, and I think with the videos you saw and the player love that they reciprocated, in the videos that they dropped, I think it was genuine, and I think that's really what impacted the kids.
Right.
To see NFL players, saying "I love you," you're like a father. Those certain things that you've heard these younger kids say that guys over the years have said about Sam Pittman. So you begin to see how much is stuck on the wall and how much he's really impacted a lot of these guys that he's
telling you, Arkansas fans, you're lucky to have a coach in pit boss. I'm telling you. And years on down the road, and this is not a homer opinion, this is just my own opinion, I think you will be very proud of the football program that will be built under Sam Pittman and that staff. I see a bunch of hungry, I see a mixture of old, I see a mixture of middle-aged, and I see a mixture of young guys that really believe in what Coach Pittman is building and have bought in. And when you see a staff buy in, the players will follow. I mean, I'm telling you, weight program under Coach Walker and Coach Ellis, man, big things are happening over on that hill. I'm telling you. But I know what else is happening, and big things are happening on the recruiting side as Arkansas and the Coach Sam Pittman brand of the University of Arkansas really is out there. We got to get on the bus because you know what time it is. It's the All Guys segment. We said they don't stop watching. Well, by George, we don't either. And we're heading out to Apple Valley, California to get this thing rolling with 2022 quarterback prospect Jayden Max Denegal. He's up next. It's on the hill, and it's our Monday segment on KDSJ 479. Let's get it.
Nobody loves this program more than Coach Pittman, and he's got a staff that respects him. So we're doing everything we can to help him be successful, help Arkansas be successful, so the people in this state can be very proud of this football program. And our kids are doing the same. You know, they're working out. We're not able to get video footage of what they're actually physically doing, but they're working out. They're talking to our strength staff, and you know, what we're doing offensively is we're also having quizzes. So, you know, we meet with those guys all week. Then there's quizzes that open up that they can go into an app. They take those, we get that information, and then we go back over that information with the players the next day. So it's kind of like Barry said, we're teaching, and then we give assignments, and we grade it.
Okay. Well, Kendall, how comfortable do you feel with how you feel the players are picking up the playbook?
You know, I feel good at where we're at. It's you know, it's kind of a loaded question because everything is really calm when you're sitting down looking at a computer and, you know, you don't have somebody on the other side of the ball that's trying to knock your head off. So it's you know, you can be calm in these environments and be able to retain information. That's one thing. But to go on a field and execute seeing signals and your alignment and physically putting your body through that and doing it, that's another. But what we can do right now, I feel really good about where we're at. We had an offensive staff meeting this morning. Feel really good about where we are at, especially from a skill standpoint, which we're a little further along than the offense with with the O-line with Coach Brad Davis. He has used this, which I think is excellent. He's used this as really a slower period to be able to really teach the fine details of O-line play. And that's, they're going a little bit slower, but I think it's warranted. I think that what he's doing is perfect for what we need, going through all the details of offensive line play and teaching front, teaching defenses, teaching the things, you know, it's allowed us to slow down and teach more defense as well. So I feel good about where we're at.
Thanks, Kendall. And my last question for now, for Coach Odom, a couple of early enrollees, if you could comment, please. Miles Slusher and Keelan Burrow, if you could comment what you've seen out of those two.
Yeah, both of those guys have, you know, the time that we had them and went into our off-season workouts. I'll start with Miles. You know, he's developed his skill set. He also is mature and he's got a great competitive spirit. His football IQ is really, I'm impressed with that. He's had great coaching there at Broken Arrow High School. You can tell that he's very you know, advanced in his thoughts and understanding of coverage. He's done a tremendous job in the classroom academically, and you know that's hard to do. You know, mid-year guys, a lot of times, you know.
Welcome back. It's our Monday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio, coming to you live here on KDSJ 479, and we have started our Hall Guy segment, and there's no reason to stop because Coach Pittman and the Arkansas Razorbacks football staff will not stop. And that being said, they made their way because that's Coach Pittman told us weeks ago, and I keep telling you, he wanted to make a bigger impact in that 2022 class. And boy, did he ever, as he and Coach Kendall Brown and the offensive staff made their way out to Apple Valley, California, where they had and made major priority in Jayden Max Denegal of Apple Valley High School. JD, welcome on the Hill, my man.
Hello?
Can you hear me, JD?
Yes, I can hear you.
Welcome on the Hill, my man. Talk to me about the recruiting so far, Jayden, with Arkansas. You know, what was that conversation like, and how's that relationship starting to go with that staff? And who are some of the other schools, JD, that are really making you a high priority heading into your junior year?
The recruiting's been good so far. I've been contacted by most of the schools, such as Utah, Michigan State, obviously Arkansas, Notre Dame. The recruiting has been amazing, and the relationships that I got to build with all these different coaches has just been really good.
When you look at Arkansas, what is Arkansas as a program telling you in regards to how you would fit in and make a difference in Fayetteville? If 2 years down the road, Fayetteville is your choice that you want to make home.
Say it one more time.
What's Coach Browse and the offensive staff? What are they telling you as far as keeping your interest with Arkansas as to what it would be like if Arkansas is your choice? 2 years down the road.
With Coach Browse, I haven't really talked to him that much. I had a phone call with him with the offer, but I haven't really talked to him that much. And you said something about the offensive style?
Yes.
But the offensive style that I would like to run, or the offensive style that Arkansas?
Yeah, with the offensive style that Coach Browse and Coach Pittman plan to bring, to Fayetteville.
They plan to bring a pro-style offense, a decent moving pace down the field, wide open sets, and run the ball decent, nice and balanced.
Jayden, Arkansas and Coach Pittman, are making California a high priority, something that Arkansas hadn't as a program really done in the past. How impressive is that when you look around and guys like Demonte Jackson down there at Mater Dei, Cam Sidney also at Mater Dei, Sayoni Holla over at Bosco, those type of guys, Clint Stevens also, those type of, and Jack Peterson, the 2022 kids that maybe you're familiar with. How much of an impact do you look at that as far as Arkansas goes?
Sorry, I can't really understand you that well right now.
Can you hear me now?
Say that one more time.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
The interest that Coach Pittman and staff have placed on, putting a brand out in the state of California with guys like yourself, Demonte Jackson, Sayoni Holla, those guys in that 22 class. How big of a factor will that be, and how much do you look at, when the recruiting process, continues to go on?
Well, I know the other guys in the class of 2022, they've also been offered by Arkansas to other schools such as Mater Dei and Bosco. And my recruiting versus their recruiting, it's been pretty good. When
Apple Valley, what is it about the Apple Valley, culture there that you'll always take once you do move to the next level, which is Power 5 football, Jayden?
The Apple Valley culture out here is work hard and stay in the weight room and be determined to just play hard football.
Jayden, who are some of the NFL or NCAA collegiate quarterbacks that you like to, watch and maybe pick apart some of the things they do and add them to what you do on the weekends?
Me as what I work out as?
Yeah. Who are some NFL or NCAA quarterbacks that you like to, pay close attention to?
I like to pay close attention to Drew Brees, Deshaun Watson, and Aaron Rodgers. Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers are most of the two quarterbacks I really like to look at.
After your sophomore year, when you sat down, Jayden, with your offensive staff and went over some things that you felt real good about, what were they? And then also, too, what were some of the notes that you made that, going into the offseason, you really want to improve on going into your junior season?
Going into my junior season, I feel like I need to improve on taking off and running more with the football. I feel as if my sophomore season I did really well in staying in the pocket and delivering the ball. But next year, my junior season, I want to take off out the pocket and make more of a threat running downfield as well, throwing.
Talking with Jayden Max Denegal of Apple Valley High School in Apple Valley, California. He's a big-time major prospect for Coach Kendall Browse, the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach and that entire offensive staff in the 2022 class. When I come to Apple Valley, Jayden, popcorn, Sprite, take a seat. What type of football player will I see for 4 quarters once that ball is kicked off?
You will see a leader, hard working, and just ready to play football and just leading my team and trying to win the game.
Now, I'm old school, but man, we got to have a little fun here. I'm a real old school guy. I won't tell you my age. I need to know 5 really good songs that's really, vibing right now in your playlist. Now, this is DJ Jayden's club. What are the first 5 songs on your playlist that you're going to play for me?
Say that one more time, sir.
What's the first 5 songs on your playlist that I'm going to hear?
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Hello? I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you better now.
All right, Jayden. I was saying, what's the first 5 songs on the playlist that I'll get a chance to hear if you and I are riding around? What's your first 5 songs?
What's the first 5? Oh, my first 5 songs. First 5 songs would be probably my first song would be "Motion Star" by by Lil Baby, and then I would probably go "High Speed" by G Herbo, and then I'll play a couple J. Cole songs, and then I'll probably end it off with some California Roddy Ricch.
I like that, man. Yeah, I'm definitely getting in the car with you now. Thanks for taking time. I'm gonna make one statement, Jayden, and I want you to finish this statement out for me. All right?
Say one more time.
I said I'm gonna make one statement, and you finish this statement out for me.
Wait, one more time.
Can you hear me now?
It keeps going in and out.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. The last statement. When football is done with, for Jayden Max Denegal of Apple Valley, California, Apple Valley High School, when it's all said and done for you, Jayden will be doing what with his life after football?
Oh, after football, I would probably like to become a lawyer or some type of scientist. I want to get into my probably favorite would be a lawyer. Get into that type of business because my mother's a lawyer. I really like what she does.
Well, Jayden, hey, my man, thanks for taking time out. This can't be our last conversation. I'm pretty sure we'll get all these tech issues ironed out and have a very, very clear conversation. But for now, hey, thanks for taking time out, my man, and you have good luck on your junior season.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much.
That was Jayden Max Denegal of Apple Valley, California, Apple Valley High School, big 2022 quarterback that Kendall Browse and that offensive staff would love to really, really have if he chooses Fayetteville. What did you see on the young man's tape?
Yeah, the kid has a nice arm, great accuracy. I can understand why he says he wants to work on his feet out of the pocket because there was a couple of plays I felt like he could have made some bigger plays with his feet. But I think he has great QB awareness. I think he's a smart guy. He sounds very charismatic, so I think he's going to be a great leader.
Right.
So I think he can be very productive wherever he decides to go.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and then we got to get on down to Bogota, Texas, Rivercrest High School, and talk to the new commit and offensive lineman in the 2021 class, Cole Carson. He's up next. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Back in a bit.
If you can't fly, cruise on over to Cruising Auto Sport. Buy vehicles at the best price. Sell your vehicle and get top dollar. Trade in your car and get maximum value. Take advantage of the low gas prices and get the ride you want at the price you want. Stop by Cruising Auto Sports today. Located in Lowell at 422 North Bloomington Road. Cruising Auto Sport. It's your new place to buy used cars.
To our Monday edition of On the Hill with Pat Jenkins Sports Talk Radio. It's our Hog Guys edition of OTH here on KDSJ 479. And Arkansas, late last week, and Coach Sam Pittman and that staff, Brad Davis, got a really big gift, and they picked up a young man out of the state of Texas that, they call him Tex Hogs. And we're going to bring the young man in and welcome him into our show from Bogota, Texas, Rivercrest High School, Cole Carson, C Squared. Welcome to OTH.
Sir?
Welcome to OTH, my man.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad to be here.
Talk about the big decision you made late last week to commit to Coach Sam Pittman and that staff. What went into that, Cole, that you felt so comfortable to make such an early decision? Because you had a lot of options, but chose to end it really early. What went into it?
Yes, sir. I sure did have a whole bunch of options, and ever since I went and visited Arkansas in March, I've just been praying about it and talking to my family and just thinking of all the assets for it, and I figured out that this will be where I need to be.
When talking to Coach Brad Davis, I know on your on your visit back in March, what was that conversation like, and what was it that Coach Davis said to you that really made you real comfortable about this decision?
It wasn't really what he said; it was just more of him. He's a very awesome character. He's got a great personality about him, and him and Coach Pittman both.
Now, when you look at Coach Pittman, I know you had a chance to watch the draft on Thursday night. How impressive is that, Carson, to know that Coach Pittman being an offensive line coach and being able to sit there Thursday night and watch two of really the only two first rounders taken from Georgia's elite program, his offensive lineman, and then second part, Carson, having Arkansas start to put such a big emphasis, because we all know it's about the offensive and defensive lines in this conference, but to have Pittman and Davis with you now, how big is that going forward?
It's pretty big. Seeing the two guys get drafted this week, it was just a big cherry on top for it. I already knew that they was big offensive line guys, but just know that they could help me to grow in my skills to have the potential to be there someday. It was just a great asset.
Carson, when you looked at your film following your junior year and you sat down with your offensive line coach there at Rivercrest High School, what were some of the things, big fella, that you feel good about, and what are some of the things that you made notes and are trying to really improve on here in the off season to have a final really successful senior year?
Well, I have really good footwork and hand placement. I get off the ball real good. I'm good at downfield blocking. I have excellent strength and power, but I'm always looking to get faster and stronger as well during the off season, and just have an edge. I've been doing a whole bunch of stuff here at home during the virus to try to get an edge on all my opponents for next year.
What is it about the Rivercrest culture, or just the culture there in Bogota, Texas, that you're going to be able to take and bring to Fayetteville, Carson, that you can always lean on?
Hard work. That's what it takes to get good places. That's what we've been doing the past couple years here, and it's been a completely different deal ever since we kind of started making that one of our main points. We've been turning around.
Now, who are some of the NFL or NCAA offensive linemen, Carson, that you like to pay attention to on Saturdays or Sundays, and add maybe some of what they do to what you do on Friday nights?
Well, sir, I never really watched much college or NFL before now. I've been paying more attention to it closer towards the end of my season, but I never really paid much attention to it.
Oh, wow. I like that. Now, if I come, Rivercrest High School there in Bogota, Texas, the big Lone Star State, and, I come in and I get that popcorn, that Sprite 20 ounce. I go to the highest bleacher. When the ball's kicked off, Carson, what type of football player will I see in big number 76 for 4 quarters?
Well, number 75.
75. Yeah, 75. I got to get that right. 75. What type of player will I see in C Square?
Well, you'll if you sit down and talk to me before the game, you'll realize I'm a completely different person whenever I start playing. Off the field, I'm one of the nicest, most get along with people But when I get on the field, I like to hit people.
The thing that sticks out to me, Carson, about it is just your real agile. I see that quick twitch. I mean, where is there any background with playing basketball, or where does that come from?
It's just natural God-given ability, sir. I never played basketball, none.
I like that. Well, we're talking with Carson, Cole Carson, the new Arkansas commit out of Bogota, Texas. Rivercrest High School. We're going to have a little fun, Carson. We're riding around Bogota, you and myself. I'm old school trying to find out new songs. In your vehicle, we're riding around. What's the first 5 songs on your playlist that you're going to play for me?
Well, something by Tyler Childers, or I'm a Turnpike Troubadour or something like that.
I like that. Now, I'm going to make a statement, and I want you to finish this statement if you would. When football is done with, when it's all said and done, and you've hung up the cleats, put up the pad and the helmets, and you're ready to wear normal shoes, Cole Carson will be doing what with his life after football?
I'd like to go and study on my ag education and hopefully be an ag teacher in high school sometime.
Well, I like that, my man. And before we let you go, is there one message that you'd like to, let all Razorback fans know about the future Razorback and Cole Carson?
We're going to win the SEC title.
Hey, I like that statement, my man. And I want to thank you for taking time out here. And on signing day, we may put a little something together. Can I get you back when you sign those papers, Cole?
Yes, sir.
Hey, my man. Hey, you have a blessed one. Congratulations, and thanks for taking time out here with us on the hill.
Thank you for having me, sir. It was great.
All right, bub. That was new 2021 offensive tackle commit Cole Carson out of Rivercrest High School in Bogota, Texas. Talk about it.
Man, just check his first step out on tape, man. It's crazy, explosive, and you can just tell he's so raw.
Yeah,
he's so raw. He's so humble. He's so hungry.
Young man likes to eat.
You just.
But I mean, on the grass,
on that football field. But
right.
You can tell he's such an explosive person. And I'm just excited to see how humble and excited he sounds to come to Arkansas.
Man, Terry Wells and Cole Carson, when you look at the offensive line, these are some big fellas, and you kind of get the idea.
Jokers up front now.
Yeah, they're getting ready to go back to the old days when Sam and that staff, and I think it's going to be even more at a greater pace because when you have 2 offensive, and we talked about it earlier, 2 offensive linemen taken in the first round, you as a coach, head coach, offensive line coach, I don't care what level it is, you're going to have some advantages when you pick up that phone and start calling nationwide. Kids are going to listen to you. But we're going to wrap today's show up. We want to give a thank you and a big shout out to our guest, Jayden Max Denegal of Apple Valley High School in Apple Valley, California, big 2022 4-star quarterback. Had a lot to say about the Razorbacks, and also, too, the new offensive tackle prospect. I think this kid is going to be really, really special, and he really has a lot of confidence about Arkansas winning. Not too many kids say that. If you don't believe it, you don't say stuff. But when you watch him on the football field, he can back it up really, really, really quickly. Cole Carson of Rivercrest High School in Bogota, Texas. Really, lastly, want to give a shout-out to our sponsors of without them, it wouldn't be possible. Lindsay & Associates with an office location in Fayetteville. Also to an office location in Rogers. Locomotion is located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall. Corey Beck's Custom Painting and our good buddies over here at 989 South Razorback Road. KDK's Chicken. Meet us there or beat us there. Go see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of love. And like to say on the building, not your mama's, but I added this. It's the best chicken and waffles in the South. Tomorrow's going to be even better. The eyes ain't stopping because they don't stop. We'll be back. It's on the hill. with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Y'all have a blessed one, and let's get it.